Hey everybody, Sean Brennan here with video number 3 in our series of how to have the best, quickest, and most predictable mortgage approval process. Now in this video we want to talk a little bit about 3 areas. One is your lock, your rate lock, your home inspection, and your appraisal. Now when we want to lock in your rate, usually once we know the address of the house and when you're going to close, we're usually ready to lock in. We're going to evaluate what rates have been doing and what they look like they're doing in the future, but no one can be sure what they're going to do in the future. So most of the time, once you know the closing date and the address of the house, we can go ahead and lock in the interest rate for you. Now we want to make sure we lock it for enough time. Locks can be had in 15, 30, 45-day increments, even 60-day increments. And when we do that, we want to make sure we lock it long enough. What we don't want to do is lock it for a term that won't get you out to closing, because then you might be looking at a costly extension on your interest rate. So we want to avoid that at all costs here. Now, the next thing we want to look at is the home inspection. The inspector is going to look at the house and see if there's anything wrong with the home, anything that you might need to know about, the things that you might want to fix in the future, things you might want to have fixed now. If there are problems with the house now, your real estate agent is going to help negotiate with you with that seller to say bring the price of the house down, to maybe get a credit towards your closing costs so you can maybe repair those things yourself, or to have the seller repair items on the home before closing. Any one of those things can happen. Additionally, after the inspection, you'll be looking at an appraisal. Now the appraisal can be of concern for one of 2 reasons. One is that maybe the value comes in a little low. If the value comes in a little low, you can always renegotiate with the seller to get the price down a little bit. What you can also do is back out of the transaction. If the value comes in really low and the seller won't renegotiate, you can just walk and decide, I'm not going to buy this house. The third thing you can do, which is not uncommon, is that you can just bring in a little more money. If you're going to bring in 20% and the value was $290 and the price was $300, you can bring in that extra $10,000. Why might you consider doing that? Well, one thing is that appraisal is sometimes not as accurate as could be. There could be things about your house which you like more than these other houses compared to, which is why you feel that it really is worth a little bit more than what the appraiser said it was. Now the final thing that we'll be looking for on an appraisal is whether the appraisal makes the value subject to the completion of some repairs. Oftentimes they will. If the appraiser sees cracked or broken windows, dry rot, other sorts of things like that, things that might not be finished that were being repaired in the home, they might require that the house be fixed and these repairs be completed before closing. And we're going to have to make sure we wait until those things are taken care of in order to close on the purchase. Then afterward, the appraiser might have to come back out and take a look at the house to see that those things were taken care of, to confirm that its value now stands as is at this point. If you've got any other questions about these or other potential stumbling blocks, feel free to call anytime.